This is V from A Canadian RVer. What I'm doing in this video today is I'm taking a trip down to Point Pelee National Park, and we're going to do it for the winter season. And in the lower left-hand corner of the screen, you will see the summer version, which if you wanted to see that, I'll link it in the description, the full summer version. But for now, we'll just do inserts. So hop on aboard and let's take a trip down to Point Pelee National Park. Today's weather was kind of on the cold side. It was -7 Celsius or 19.4 Fahrenheit. And it was kind of sunny, kind of cloudy. The clouds were breaking up and the sun was coming through. But as I got closer to the point, as you'll see later on in the video, the clouds do come over completely, blocking out the sun. So the color wasn't as great, but it's a good day to be driving around in the cold. All of the roads inside the park were just repaved last summer. And so the roads were excellent. There was no ice, they were quite dry. And right now I'm just going to speed the video up so we take you down to the marsh area, which you'll see where we pull in here very, very quickly. But I thought I would speed up the video and just take you down a little quicker. And as I said, the roads were in pretty good shape for this time of the year. So here we are pulling into the marsh area, and very soon I'll start walking down towards the tower and I'll take you up on the tower. But right here coming up very shortly, you'll see the insert of the summer walk that I did down to the tower here. And you can see that there's no one around. This was still in COVID times, but the park was surprisingly quite open. I guess only because there wasn't a lot of people in the park. And usually you couldn't drive down to the tip, but we could get very close to the tip. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to go up the stairs here. Our little picture, you can see where all the marsh area is with all the water. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to take you to the top of the tower, and I'm going to speed up the video here a little bit just to get up these stairs a little quicker. I wish I could always move this quick, but unfortunately it's just in video. So here we are, almost at the top. One more flight and just turn to the left here. So here's the same view you can see in the small view of the summer, and a quick panoramic view of the large picture of the park. And this is the marsh area. So now what I've started doing is taking a nice walk down to the tip. You can park just about, I would say, quarter of a mile away from the tip, and the parking was very limited. There was only approximately, I would say, 10 cars if it was just that, and not a lot of people, but this is a beautiful walk down here, so I thought I would just keep it at the same speed and let you see how beautiful it is with the sunshine and just looking out at Lake Erie with all its ice. So here we are getting very close to the tip, and this is looking basically down the east side of the tip, and we'll be coming very close to just jumping down or getting off this little ridge, and it looks so different. And there's the insert from the summer trip, and you can actually see the tip in the small view, the summer view. But in the large view, what you're seeing is there's a lot of ice. Now, this is basically the same area that you're seeing in the small clip that you could walk down. But with all of the ice that came out from Lake Erie, I guess the wind and the waves as it was freezing was being pushed up on shore. So it was a little bit difficult to get out all the way because you just don't know where the sand ends and the ice starts. And this is actually the walkway that you're seeing in both videos right now. That there were some people out right at the end, but I couldn't make it any farther. It was pretty jagged and a lot of rocks and broken ice pieces in this area. So I thought, well, this is maybe far enough as far as the path went here that I could see ground. But Lake Erie was absolutely beautiful with all the broken ice sheets, and there was 2 or 3 big pieces that came out. And you can see this is looking down the west side and looking northwest from the beach. And in the small video, you can see that we're almost coming right to the tip. A beautiful day with nice blue skies. But in the next little while, you'll see where the clouds actually start to come over, and it does get quite gray. Now we're actually starting to walk back a little bit, and we'll take you for a walk down the same path that we came down. Now where we are here is, I just noticed this little pathway that went from the west side of the peninsula to the east side, and I thought I would take a walk down and just see what the ice flow looks like on the east side of the peninsula. And it was quite impressive to see all the ice that washed up on the east side of this little inlet. At this time of the walk, it was still very nice and sunny, and blue skies were peeking through all these clouds. And right here, I make a small turn to the right here, and I'll walk right out to the land edge. And you can see where all these ice was blown up on shore here. As I walk through here, we'll give you a good view of Lake Erie on the east side of Point Pelee. Now it was totally frozen over here, and you can see where the ice was a little bit thinner in places out there, but you could still see tracks here and there of people walking, I guess, on the ice. but I didn't have enough faith in the ice thickness to actually take a walk all the way out. So we start walking back, and now what we're doing is we're coming back to the tower area, and this is where you would park for the winter months, because of limited parking down here. This tower was not open late last summer. It was still under construction, and I guess they were certifying it, so you couldn't go up. But you could go up at this point in time, and you might see some people walking up and down the stairs, but it was quite a walk up. It was quite a few flights. And what I've done now in this video is I've now own a DJI Mac Mini Maverick, and it's a drone. So what I can do is I'm going to take you up in a minute here and show you this area from a height of approximately 300 feet. And you can see where the tower is, and right here in the next frame coming up, you'll see where we're going to start taking off with our drone. So here we go, we're going up, and I'm just, it was so cold that I didn't configure it for auto flight, only because it was just very, very cold and on hands and so on, and I needed so much time to do that. So I'll just give you a few quick shots from aerial views, and we'll be using our drone now a lot more in our videos to give you scenes from a higher elevation. So what I'm doing right here is just reprogramming the altitude and the distance I wanted to travel. But you can see Lake Erie, if you look way out there, there are some open water. I believe that there's probably an icebreaker that goes through this area and breaks up the ice, possibly for emergency purposes or whatever, to get ships through it. But most of Lake Erie was frozen closer to shore, and you'll see more of that. Now what we're doing is just going up a little higher, taking it up to its 30-meter ceiling that I had programmed into it. And you can see where the cracks in the ice are too. So this is looking northwest, and we'll swing around right over the land. And we'll go up a little higher now, just see if we can get the tip. And there it is, pretty well there. And you see the open water way in the back, it's blue. We'll swing all the way around. There's where the parking area is, very limited parking, but a lot of spaces. There wasn't that many vehicles there. A little bit muddy. Here's the same tower, and we'll swing by there, just show you the east side of the lake, down at the tip again. We're going to go a little higher, see if we can get a better view. I was very cautious to go very high because it was very windy from the east side of the lake. I was on the lee side of the air, which was on the west side. It wasn't too bad, so the drone could take it with stable flight. But I just didn't want to go too high or too far, and I didn't want to be chasing my drone out on the ice either, so in case we had a problem. So I kept it in quite close, and here's a real panoramic view. Again, looking northwest, and we'll swing back, and you can see the open water out there. Again, the tip. And here's the tower. We're almost at the same height as the tower right there, so there were some people up on it. So very soon what I'll start doing is coming back with the drone and getting it ready to land. I didn't program it, like I said, for auto landing. It has that feature, but it was just so cold to do all that setup and programming. I just thought I'd want to get it up there as quick as I can, do some shots. We're flying down to closer to the tip right now. Again, another quick view around to the tower. So what I've started the process right now is to start bringing it back down to an elevation that I can line it up. I always have a big piece of cardboard that I use as my pad, so it doesn't get hung up in the grass or the weeds and the rocks. So what I'm doing right now is actually just lining it up, getting it ready for landing. And as I said, I did this all manually. The landing, didn't do the auto because of the time it takes to set that up and get all the GPS coordinates calibrated. I just thought I would fly it manually all the way, and here we are. We're coming down to touchdown, and we're making some of the final maneuvers. And there we are. We're touching down. So here's the same view. I'm just walking up the walkway back to the car, and I wanted to show you the tower, what it looks like from the ground up. And they have some big solar panels here in the corner, getting the sunshine, I guess, that runs the lighting on the tower. Oh, where we are here, I've just sped up the video. This is a new area that was just opened late last summer, and I didn't have a chance to see it before, but this is, I believe, called Widow Beach, or the North Beach, and it was very nice. I just thought I'd come down here and take some shots of Lake Erie, see all the ice formations in this area. But this was a newer area that was opened up just in the last year of the park. And or they've just taken two beaches and made them all one. But it was really nice to take a walk down this way. But you can see where the clouds now were just starting to come in, and the sun was kind of disappearing a little bit. So I thought I'd start making my way back. If you're enjoying the video, please subscribe, please give us a thumbs up and hit the bell button, and every time we do a new video, you'll be notified. So we've left the parking lot, and what I've done is I'm taking a real quick spin. Again, this is the video that I've sped up. This is the visitors area parking, usually in the summer months, where they allow you to come down to this point, because the point there isn't enough parking, so everyone parks here in the summer. But in the winter, you can see there's only a few cars around. Some people were walking the trails in this area. But I thought I would just take a quick spin through that area and just see what's happening in there. Now, again, as we're starting to leave the park, we're going back out on the main road, coming up very, very soon. So again, we hope you've enjoyed the video. This was our winter trip to Point Pelee, and with inserts with our summer trip. So hope you've enjoyed the video. This is V from a Canadian RVer. Please subscribe, please give us a thumbs up, and we'll see you in our next video.